Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Trevor from the Wonder of Cichlids. So like I said in my last video, if you have any questions or equipment issues, or you need some advice, or you want to know something, ask me. So I've been asked by a few people how I bag fish using a heat sealer, because the thing is with fish keeping, a lot of you guys keep some beautiful fish and you're breeding a lot of fish, but you end up with tanks full of fry and you've no way of moving them. And the thing is, nearly most states now, there's a fish club, especially here in New England, I can throw a stone in either direction, I'll probably hit a fish club. So there's great places and, clubs and associations, whatever, like where people can go, bring their fish. Now, some people get intimidated because they don't know how to bag fish and they don't know how to use the elastics, so they feel intimidated and they don't want to do it, or they don't want to ship fish. So for you people that want to go to fish meetings, want to go to auctions, and you guys that want to start shipping your fish that you're breeding so you can make more room and expand your hobby, maybe you can make a few dollars doing it, this video is for you. I started heat sealing, I think it was over 2 years ago, because I broke both bones in my wrist and I couldn't use the elastic band, so I started sealing, and afterwards I had trouble, and it's just hard for me, and with arthritis and everything in the fingers, it's just impossible and it's just too much pain, and all you really need is something like this cordon fish protector, It like relaxes the fish in the water. It might start healing up any abrasions, missing scales, because it's rough on the fish when they're being bagged, like, let's admit it, it does stress them out. And then you look up them like Cordon Amquil Plus, It's basically, it binds the ammonia, so it's not affecting the fish in its travel. It's keeping the water cleaner, and healthier for the fish. So one thing I will say about the water, if your water is a certain, a certain hardness, and you buffer the water in your tanks, you do not want to fill up water from your faucet and just condition it and then put the fish from the water in a buffered tank into your freshly poured water for shipping. No, you might think, oh, it's nice and clean water and it's treated. The difference is this is going to be softer than the water, especially with African cichlids. It's going to be softer than the water that they're coming out of, and that is going to shock your fish right away. So what you want to do is make sure that the water you're using for shipping, bagging the fish, taking it to the auction, whatever, is the same consistency as what the fish has in this tank, and roughly around the same temperature. We don't want to be stressing the fish any more than it's going to be when we're bagging it, okay? So something like these two guys here, they're like 5 mils per 10 gallons. I double that, I use double that myself, you know what I mean? And this is only cordon, but there's a lot of other good, good products as well on there. If you check my buddy Keith out at KG Aquatics, he's got some really nice stuff that he uses as well, you know what I mean? And not everybody's a fan of certain products, but this is what I use for now, and I do treat the water. The other thing I do too, I make sure the water is aged 24 hours in advance, and I treat it, and then I add those too prior to shipping it, and I always double dose, So that's that part of it. So I think I've covered most things. Like, all you need really is measuring spoons, treat the water. Oh, and before an auction or before anything, if you're bringing your fish there, make sure you fast them at least 24 hours. It's very important to fast them. So this hobby should be social. We should be able to go out and enjoy the meetings, meet people, visit fish rooms and stuff like that. So why not bring your fish with you and bring your fish comfortable? You can get up the evening before, bag your fish, go to bed, have a good night's sleep, get up, and your fish are in good condition the following morning to bring to the auction, or bring to your your club mates, or your whatever fish club you're a part of and stuff like that. So enjoy the hobby, make it more social. So I'm going to set up here and we're going to get, I'm going to show you how I seal the bags, okay? One bit of advice, if you're going to do this on top of your wife's good tablecloth, make sure that you cover it with something. So these are 8-inch bags, and just regular. These are bags from Gemco. So what I do, I'm going to start by crimping the corners of the bags. And I have this at the moment set at about 4.5. You're going to have to get work out the measurements yourself. And by getting the measurements of different bags, you'll get used to it. So I'm happy at 4.5. It holds. So as you can see, this is crimped here. And what this does, if you're bagging fry juveniles and you put this fish in this bag in a box, it squashes up from the bottom. And what happens is that the fry gets stuck in the corners and they get killed. By crimping the corners, that's not going to happen. So we're going to get this ready. We're going to fill it with some water. No, I'm not using a fish for this demonstration. I'm not putting a fish through stress for no reason, you know, but just imagine there's a fish in there. So, as you can see, look. The bag is crimped. No, there's no fry or no even bigger fish like 3-inch fish or anything is going to get stuck in the corner. And what that does too, it brings the water level up too without wasting the water in the corners up over the fish. So if there ever was a small leak, there's still more water above the fish than here in the corners. So that's saving the fish from getting stuck in the corners, especially fry, man. This works very good with fry. Especially like small fish like shell dwellers, altos, you know, stuff like that, man. These bags, or even small Malawi fry, works a treat. So I end up folding it like this, nice and easy. Keep it nice and straight. Place it down slowly. You don't want to be rocking the fish. And I come down on top. I pull it slowly, nice and even. So I'm going to let it go here. You can see, look, how much pressure there is here. It's like nice and solid, you know. So I keep pulling it till I get like a nice solid bag, nice corners, full of air, nice and strong. No, that's sealed. Now, I'm going to give it one more. Now, there's two ways of cutting it. You can buy one of these that has a blade in it, but the problem is the blade gets stuck. I tried it and I ripped the tops off more bags and I just stopped. You can use this, get a scissors, run it across, or on your second crimp, you can turn this all the way up, push down, it up, pull that off, and voila, you've got a bag. So here we go. So you see the corners are done. The bag, that seal is going nowhere. Make, you know, obviously don't put the fish up and down, but I'm just doing it as a demonstration. But give it a bit of air, you'll check the seals. Perfect, perfect, you know. So what I do then, especially if you're shipping fish overnight, I do one, no need to crimp the second bag. I just slide it over, nice and easy. Tuck in the tops. And fold it, put it down nice and easy. We don't want to be rattling the fish. You're not going to be spinning or anything. Pull it up. Get it nice and straightened. And there we've got a nice seal. So as you can see, this time I'm going to get the scissors and shear the scissors, put the scissors across it. So that's how I do it. I use the scissors, because sometimes what happens, I put this high and then I'm starting to tear off and I forget to readjust it and I end up melting the bag, melting the seal. So there's your bag, double sealed. And let me tell you, I've sealed these and I've just left them there for weeks, and like solid out, not a bother, you know what I mean? And the other thing too, like if you're ever shipping air or air cargo, remember like that the bags do in altitude expand, so always leave a bit of give in them, you know what I mean? Especially with these, they ain't gonna leak anything, nothing's coming out of them, alright? These are sealed, unless they get a right good beating, you know what I mean, or they get stuck with something, you know. And always remember, depending on the fish you're shipping to, you're going to need a bigger bag for bigger haps, or you know what I mean, spinier fish, you're going to need a thicker middle bag. These are 3 mils, you know, but 3 mils do most African cichlids anyway, or you know, 2 mils for your smaller little like tetras and stuff like that. But that's it, you know. But like I said, adjust this so for, you know, you can, you know what I mean, you can just get the corners. You can always pre-corner your bags, you know, even if you want to do the elastics, fine, but even to get the heat sealer and do this, it's worth it. That alone is worth it, you know, in my opinion. I've had great success. But I've been doing this method for a few years now, and that's been working out great. And so a few people have asked me, you know, do you not use oxygen with this method? First of all, if you're in a residential house and you have a family, you should not be keeping an oxygen tank in it unintended, and it's illegal too. You shouldn't have it with kids. Don't want to go through the consequences. That is common sense. Different with medical grade, because it's observed by the family, with the family member who needs it. But just let me tell you, man, don't be keeping oxygen tanks. If you're keeping fish and you're just breeding them as a pastime and you want to ship them, you don't need an oxygen tank. What you need is something to protect the fish and something to bind the ammonia. That's all you're going to need, okay? So I'm just going to fill up this last one. We'll do one more, just for the guys in the back there that fell asleep during the first one. So I always have the bags filled with water, obviously, before I put the fish in. So we're not stressing them, and I try not to rock them as much, you know. There's no twisting with elastics and these. And one thing about too, like with elastic sealing, and you know, some guys, man, are magicians at it, dude. I get bags in there and like they do a great job, but I get some that put elastics on them, man, and the bags are just flat when I get them. Water's leaking everywhere. But these, man, these seal bags, you're never going to have a leak unless a fish punches it or bites through it, you know, punches it with its fin. So we got one seal up. I do the double seal, why not? You know, it only takes an extra like 3 seconds. Pull it up, sword across. So you see we got the nice crimped corners, and we'll double bag it. I always push down the tops and the corners just in case when you're shipping, you know, UPS or FedEx, they don't always follow the arrows. Trust me, you want to see how they load and unload trucks. It's madness. But, and one more. I'm just going to do one in this one. One. And for this now, look, I'm just going to want to take it off without cutting it. Put the temp up. Listen to the click. Pull it off. Now, so that's it. We've got 2 invisible fish bagged, and it took very little effort, you know, and they're sealed. There's nothing coming out of there, and as long as you've treated that water, it's aged, and you've got your ammonia binder in there, and you've got a fish protector in there, these fish are golden, buddy, you know, golden. And so the other thing I'm just going to point out is, you can see here, that's my setting, 4.5 for those bags. When I wanted to pull it off, I had it up high. But after every use, you need to get an alcohol swab or something, and you just want to clean off all of this with alcohol and clean this part with alcohol. And plus, you gotta change the element here to the heating element, all right? And so I'm just going to show you. So you'll see the light come on, you clamp it, the light's on and off, that means it's ready. So the light has to come off, you hear the click, and when the light's off, the seal is done. Anyway guys, I hope this video helped, and like I said, this is designed for the home hobbyist, not the business guy. You guys, business guys, have your own methods of doing it and stuff. I'm not telling anyone how to ship fish. Basically, this is to help out those hobbyists and home breeders who reached out to me and others like them. I just want to help them and show them like that there is a way of bringing their fish to the, you know, the fish swaps, the auctions and stuff like that. It's a social hobby, so let's be social and spread the fish around. It's what it's about, you know. You know, if you want it to get oxygen in these, there's you can get oxygen tubing, and you know, do it. It's a double seal. You do it from the corner. You're not going to get as, you know, as airtight as this, but it can be done. But like I said, I'm not getting into it. If you live in a residential area, I'm not condoning an oxygen tank in the basement, in the fish room unintended. It's dangerous and it shouldn't be in there. So, and I know from personal experience, you know, I worked in EMS for a while and I've seen some disasters. So let me tell you, always play it safe when it comes to oxygen tanks, please. I hope this helped, guys. Like I said, any other questions, you need to know something, let me know and I'll try and work with it. You know, you ask and I'll try and do it. So take care, guys, and happy fish keeping, okay?